live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
All right, so now we're on to our real good topics. And this first one is kind of messy. I'm feeling some kind of way that it's boiled down to two Black men having this fight over this. But basically, Tiki Barber and Stephen A. Smith have been kind of going back and forth about Brian Flores's allegations of racism and hiring practices, specifically for the New York Giants, because obviously anybody who knows that Tiki Barber is a New York Giant legend. And so Stephen A. Smith had some very harsh words originally, which is not surprising, that's just who he is, about the organization and saying how they shouldn't be feeling like what Brian Flores says isn't true because they are the only team that's never had an African-American coach. And so Tiki comes back, says, I played for this team. I know these people, they are not racist. You need to stop. Stephen A. comes back and pretty much the way that it's been spun was made to sound like a threat. Like he was like, don't make me tell your business, basically. And that he does know people in the organization and all this. And I think the last thing was Tiki was like, we two Black men in America, you shouldn't be threatening me. So it's just, it's gone totally away from what it was supposed to be about. And I just feel some kind of way about two Black men going at it about racism. Like, it just seems real strange to me. So what do you think?
I think the evil plan that was created is being executed. Mm-hmm. And I think the puppets are playing their roles. Mm-hmm. They can take it however they want to take it, but talking ain't gonna do nothing about it. When you actually make a call, take action. Tiki, they haven't hired you in an executive position.
They just hired a Black man as an assistant GM, I think. I can't remember what it is.
And that Tiki wants to, but when you play that long, I expect a position. If I go out there and I play that long
for one team,
I expect for you to put me not in the outhouse, but put me in the big house. Put me in the big house. Dress me up nice. Let me sit at the table and eat with y'all. And
I'm out here defending y'all like y'all got me at the big table, and I don't understand that.
If I do that work in that field, go ahead and let me stay on up in that house now. However they want to call it, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
And I don't mind it because we all are paid slaves in some way to something.
Absolutely.
Do you want to say it or not? You could be a slave to a 9-to-5. You could be a slave to football. You can be a slave to anything. Yeah. You actually take your power back and you get something out of slaving, because you got a slave for something, whether you want to consider it racist or not. You know, owners of the team slave every day to make sure that the organization is correct. They slave to, you know, do what they need to do. Some of the stuff's handed down. You know, everybody gonna slave in some way. It's just after you get that price and you get paid out, just make sure that the equity that you have put into it from your body, you actually have a little bit outside of the game, and you have some insurance that, hey, this is mutual. It's not just like, don't give me $10 million, give me 10 million. Give me 10 million in equity or 10 million stock, give me some shareholders. Right. See, they ain't got game like I got game with it. You know, I think, you know, that may be a thing, but I don't really speak too much on a lot of the things that I'm knowledgeable about. I just really go about my day and I let them perceive me how they want to perceive me. But I'm a genius with this. And I think a lot of those guys are not geniuses. Yeah. They're geniuses in their own right, you know. And there are a lot of geniuses in the league now.
There are, yes,
but that
absolutely.
genius won't ever be able to be seen because it's overshadowed by the extra stuff. You know, I know a lot of white people. They're good people. You know, they probably say they know a lot of black people. They're good people. They're my friends.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, we know that there is a system that is in place for us as black people not to prevail. It was written, it's 3/5 of a man. If you read all your constitution, it wasn't meant for us to be where we needed to be. But now that the laws have changed, you know, you have to take those confines off your mind.
That's it. It's
Both
about up here. Absolutely.
Both of them are wrong.
Absolutely.
Stephen A is highly wrong because first off, Stephen A doesn't uphold his end of the bargain as a black man in a successful position. Because when you speak on us as black men, you need to speak a little bit higher. He's been corrected in a lot of instances and he's corrected himself. I ain't got no problem with Stephen A. I just, you know, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna keep it real with you.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm keeping it real, you know. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. Tiki, you know, he shouldn't feel some type of way, you know, because at the end of the day, you walked away with nothing but money. I don't know what it is behind closed doors, but we don't see you on a vlog of them talking about you being in a not even in a tech space, in the company or marketing space or something. They give you a commercial, they give you your money, and they tell you to roll on. But that's because you're not exercising your power, your leverage. There's no way I'm getting out there running out there for you like that. I'm a CEO, I'm a businessman myself. I have aspirations myself. And I think a lot of people lose aspiration for themselves, and they lose themselves in it, which you can, because you're devoting this every day. You know, you got somebody over your head looking at you every day, like, oh, he ain't doing the right thing now. You might need to go ahead and get him up out of here now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I've had this conversation multiple times that we live that the professional sport is microcosm of the world, basically. And we just
that's all it is.
It's just a microcosm of the world, and we just need to be aware that this is what's really happening.
And it's not about white or black. That's just that's just the scapegoat.
That's it. First of all, racism is a made-up construct. So let's start there.
Yeah, that's just everything's made up, everything's an illusion. And I think they are both caught up in the illusion instead of what the real problem or the real issue is. They're caught up in the illusion and they're not attacking the issue. The issue is Brian Flores, your brother, your black brother, that has some of the same lineage and the same roots as you in some way, is in dire need to feed his family. And instead, you all allow them to create this egotistical argument of balls are bigger instead of, how about we put all our balls in one basket?
Same pot. That's right.
Come on, let's put it in one, you know, no homo. But let's
I get what you're saying.
You know, let's put it all in one basket and let's create something, a big basket. Yeah. You know, and let's create our own situation. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of them get so divided about, you know, this is mine, this is my one. Y'all don't own anything. You don't
own anything.
You don't own, Stephen, you don't own ESPN Network. No. If you got equity in it, please show me. You don't own no parts of the New York Giants. So you're defending somebody that is not defending you. Yeah. So at the end of the day, none of that matters. What you need to be talking about is, how do we create our own league? How do we do our own thing? I mean, they create their own league all the time.
Well, it's created for them. They don't have to do it.
Not necessarily. They literally come up with side leagues all the time.
Yeah, we got the USFL coming back.
USFL coming back. They make leagues that are lucrative all of the time, that create opportunity and pipelines for the NFL. But instead, you know, we get our money, and us as black men, we get our money. We don't call the people that used to rock with us no more. Yes, you have to elevate, but it's like, and it's barriers and boundaries, you know, but we have to learn how to change. Yeah, I'm not gonna stay the same. I'm gonna change. We gotta learn how to change.
Absolutely.
Taught us how to change. And it's not changing. We have to learn how to evolve. And then the ones with you, you know, they don't want to evolve. You need to create a sphere around yourself, a sphere of protection, so that they're able to evolve and come into the rim with you.
That's it.
Instead of I don't fool with y'all because at the end of the day, like my coach always said, and that's why Atlanta loves me so much, because I had a coach that told me when I was 17, he was like, now when you go, you're gonna be big now. But don't forget about the people that didn't forget about you, because you never know when you gotta go back to the hood. When I got cut, I had to come back. I had all that money, ain't had no house that I bought. I had an apartment, but that was in where I was living at, playing at. But for myself, and I know a lot of football players went through this. You looking around like, dang, like I got this money, but I don't have no life, no nothing really.
Nothing.
I
That's
just
right.
got money. I ain't got no extra. I ain't got no credit. I ain't got
Right.
nothing about none of that.
Right.
Loans, none of that. And once I really finally understood and realized that, I was like, okay, that's the difference. And I think that's what they're hiding from the people. They're hiding the information. They're hiding the sauce that will actually create the longevity. Instead, they put them boys up there and they let them argue. And I don't mean to degrade them and call them boys, but when you stoop down to that level and you're a king and you allow anger to show out of you, that means you haven't matured in a certain space in your life.
Emotional maturity is an emotional intelligence level that has not been reached.
So and that is the nature of a child. And the Bible says when I became a man, I put away childish things. So if you allow another man to invoke that piece in you, that means you haven't fully developed and grown as a man.
Amen. We're gonna leave that right there.
Yeah.
Bam. Drop the mic. All right. So kind of on the same vein, NFL owners been under a lot of scrutiny lately because Brian Flores' suit has kind of opened eyes. I don't know who didn't know this already. We had the Rooney rule that doesn't work. And, you know, there was one, as of now there's two Black coaches in the whole league right now, right? Out of 32 teams, because we'll talk about the other one in a minute. But there's also been allegations of sexual misconduct. And
amongst players and coaches?
Amongst owners. You know, Dan Snyder is under investigation right now.
For touching one of the players?
Touching one of his staff, a female staff member.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see. I mean, you got to look at it. I never really understood how a woman could really be comfortable in that setting. Just because as a man, and I'm not saying she shouldn't be comfortable, because like, you know, I know the feminist, and I'm a feminist myself in some ways. Like, I know they're gonna be like, well, why can't women go somewhere? And no. Well, look, you gotta look at the laws of nature. If it's 20 men and you got 2 fine women, you understand it's nothing but a testosterone-filled environment. There's no way I'm gonna allow my daughter to go around that, because it's certain energy that you're kind of like, I wouldn't say inviting, but you got to look at it like this. Like, these men work out all day, every day. It's like jail, for real. Like, so it's like a security guard.
It's institutionalized, yes.
Yeah, it's like a woman security guard walking into jail. You know, somebody gonna be thrown off in there. Probably try to play with herself when she walk, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But now you're in a professional setting. It's still a jail mentality. They gotta look at it. See, they don't want to break it down. The school, playground, the airport, the jail, and the football field all look identical in geographic structure.
Military, don't leave the military out.
And the military. All of them have a tower, they have a field, they have fences around it. There's an animalistic tendency that's created, that has to be created to play the game of football. So if you are in the lion's den with those people, with those men, you know, as the owner, you need precautions in place that actually protect these women. It's not a lot of things in place because, you know, as an owner, you're not really thinking about it. You're like, let me get these boys on this field. Let me help them play. Let me do that. So I think that's the difference in organizations. Like, you know, if your organization is established, then you have a safe haven for the women, because you need women in business. First and foremost, you need women, you know, and you need
you do.
you need women in business, you know, and you need diversity. You need gay men, you need gay women, you need everybody in business for the most part, because too many alpha men in one room is gonna breed egotistical, like toxicity.
Toxicity. Yep.
Yeah, toxicity. And that's true. Like, nobody want to keep it real. That's why I don't really talk to a lot of people that have a lot of, because they don't want to hear the real, you know. And I don't mind saying the wrong thing, like, you know, because look.
Well, I'll just say this, Jordan, about the women in the room, because I feel like as a man, you still have to have self-control.
Definitely.
So,
and that's what I'm saying. You
if it's 2 women and 10 men, y'all, all 10 of y'all need to have self-control enough to respect her. If she didn't invite you to touch her, then you should not touch her. Period. It's wrong. I don't care. It ain't no way around that. I don't care about your testosterone. I got estrogen, but I'm not up in here being all, you know, I could say the word. You know what I mean? So I need you to be professional like I am.
Yeah,
so
I definitely agree with that. So I mean, like,
yeah.
You know, and I think that's like the thin line just in business, period, because it goes on in the corporate world, everything.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Absolutely.
When they get money, it brings power, and power sometimes is not a lot of brain to work in a place of respect. You know, a lot of them feel like they get the money and it's disrespectful. So,
oh no, you don't get
to. Yeah, I know it goes on just in a lot.
Yeah, no. So, but he's accused of inappropriate touching and trying to coerce her into like his car, even after an event.
Yeah.
So
that's horrible.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. But I want to know, what do you think of, should there be some accountability for these owners? I feel like there's not enough accountability for owners.
I think they need way more accountability. I think every year, you know, there should be some type of quota system that they need to meet, some type of personality system. See, they sit and they're able to hide because they don't have to communicate. When you get that much money, you don't got to communicate with normal people. You don't want to. Mm-hmm. You know, that's why you delegate and you hire staff. Mm-hmm. But what I think is that the more diversity, we must, you know, in this virtual world, the owners got to come out. They got to speak. They don't have to, but I think it'll be, because, like, honestly, like, you don't get to meet the owners on the team until you become the guy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm just being real, and you don't get to meet until you become the guy, like, or you're around the guy. Mm-hmm. You just ride with the guy and accidentally, oh, hey, that's the
you ride with him.
You know what I mean? You know, that's the only way. But I think,
yeah, no, they need accountability. Yeah, I'm with it. Like, they need accountability, and there needs to be some system in place that if you're not handling your business or not holding up your end of the bargain, whatever that looks like, then there should be a system in place to where you can be replaced. You need to be removed. The way the NBA removed old boy from the war, like, they need something in place, because you don't get to just continue to act a fool and do things that are unconscionable and unethical and get away with it just because you happen to have a lot of money and own this team.
I think we need to protect women at all costs. Women are actually advancing at such a high rate now in the world from an entrepreneur standpoint, from a business standpoint, and I think they need to be protected. You know, I even see it in the music realm. You know, I don't really invite a lot of women to the studio, you know, things like that. But if I do, I make sure, hey, they're fine, you know, everything's cool. Like, let all the guys know, like, look, this ain't that type of party.
Exactly.
So, just because, and I think more men have to speak up and set the tone. You know what I mean? Because women can't always just speak up for themselves. Like, they can, but it's like, it's your natural, innate mandate as a man to protect. That's why God put you on this earth. And I think a lot of men, they want to be protected because they were raised by their mom and they were taught, you know, I'll protect you. But I was taught, you must protect at all costs. You know, I think that's just a narrative that hasn't been reiterated enough, that men aren't protectors. You know, it's all about this me, this flashy stuff when you got to protect the women. So I think women need to be protected at all costs, because if you do have women in business, honestly, the business will go a lot smoother. Guys are gonna want to come to work. They're gonna want to look at her. She's fine. It's just, I don't care if they married or whatnot. It just feels good. It smells good to have a good looking woman walking through with the perfume on, and it's good for business. But I think what's bad for business is if you bring the wrong people around that have those ill intentions for people. I think they need more background checks. You know, a lot of these folks have undercover pedophile stuff going on in a rap sheet that have been erased.
Absolutely.
because they got the money to erase it.
Mhm.
So I think we really do a deeper look into who people really are character-wise, then we'll see. But you know, that's a different level.
Yo,
That's a
yeah, no,
level.
that pedophile thing is totally different, but it's still wrong either way. But I feel like the owners need to be held more accountable. So I'm for sure on that page, for sure. All right, next story. Kyler Murray changed up all his social media, took anything that had to do with Arizona Cardinals off. He only has pictures of him in his Oklahoma uniform or I think he had some, I can't remember the other thing that he had, but it wasn't Arizona. So is this a tactic to try to get more money, or do you feel like he's like, no, I'm ready to go?
I think he's been there long enough. Um, you know, I think the system that he came from is a little bit different from what Vance runs.
Yeah.
Vance Joseph being the coach, I've known Vance, and they got Keenum over there, don't they?
I don't know, do they?
Oh, who is the
Offensive coordinator?
yeah,
I can't remember right now.
forgot his name, but yeah, he's nice too. I just think people out, bro. I think what they're doing, he probably seeing, or his agent might be telling him that he got somebody coming from the draft. They're not respecting the quality of money that he wants because he's a different orthodox quarterback.
Yeah, he's definitely unorthodox. Yes.
Not your typical size quarterback. So
no, he's not.
I think what's hitting him right now is he's damn good. Now, don't get me wrong, he's good.
Yeah.
But I think now they're looking for somebody to be great because they know the longevity.
Yeah.
If you're a shorter quarterback, these cats getting bigger and bigger. You're gonna eventually start to see, because I'm a tall linebacker. I'm 6'3" as a linebacker, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna start to see 6'7", 6'6" linebackers probably in the next like 10 years, you're gonna start to see 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" being the average of a real linebacker. So they're looking at, if I invest this money in him, will it be able to make me the return that
Absolutely.
And you might have been good in college, but it has to be championship type vibes if I'm paying you the type of money on this level. I don't care if you're Kyler Murray, I don't care if you're Odell Beckham. You gotta look at it from a business standpoint. Are you producing? And then you gotta ask yourself as a player, am I in the right system that's gonna allow
That's it.
the way that I want to? So it's two sides to it. I see both sides to it. And they know I've been true to it, and I've been solid in this since day one. So there's certain things I can say that I don't care who you are in the league, you're not gonna check me on because I understand what you're going through. So I think it's a money thing. I don't think it's. I think it's a tactic to where he just letting it be known, like, hey, I'm open. I'm a free agent. What she do when she break up with him? She gonna take all the pictures down. I'm single now. I'm working on teams.
I heard a rumor that Gronk is trying to get him to Tampa Bay. So
I think that'll actually be good. Colin's actually he's exciting, man. He's exciting.
Oh, I love the little, I keep calling him that. He's little, but he's not little. But
he's little. He's not your typical. He's little. He's a smaller man.
Yes.
He's probably heard it his whole life, but the boy is he's one of the Texas greats,
Yeah. No, I love him. He's very talented. Got a chip on his shoulder. I love his quiet confidence. And so, we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. It's Mike Evans, not Gronk. Mike Evans is trying to get him to Tampa Bay. So we'll see. I'm in that area. So I'm like, I'll be watching, see what happens.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.